I just feel so bad for them. Oh, animal discipline won't be any useful in this book. I might have said the same thing if I hadn't read it before. The creature soon accepts that you are its new master and becomes totally obedient to your commands. It lowers its head and allows you to climb onto its back, where you settle into a comfortable saddle, high-backed and luxuriously padded. A tug from the gem-encrusted reins, and this land beast takes to the air, climbing with breathtaking speed into the night sky. High above the ironclad fleet, you turn the beast towards the west and begin a journey that you pray will end safely in Arnak. God,
Cool.
for once, something's going our way.
Yeah.
Icy winds tear at your mask and armor as you soar through thousands of feet above the southern foothills in the Gordanak mountain range, were it not for the protection of your golden amulet, my nexus, the bitter fury of the winds would have frozen you to death within an hour of leaving Argazad. Yet you feel nothing, save for the exhilaration and a nagging fear that awaits you in Arnak. Dawn breaks during the second hour of your flight, and in its dull gray light, you glimpse the landscape as it speeds past below. To the south lies Norgizaga. The vast plain of ash and slime-filled rifts. To the north lie the snow-capped peaks of the Gordanak Mountains, and ahead lies the unwelcoming vista, a desolation of stunted, poisonous vegetation and hilly crags. You are tired and hungry after your perilous ordeal in Agrazad, and must now eat a meal or lose 3 endurance points.
No, let's eat a meal. We cannot go hunting in the middle of the air.
You sure about that?
Pretty sure.
you snipe a bird out of the air and catch it.
That'd be amazing.
It would.
Then we'd have to sacrifice an arrow for it.
No, you catch the bird with the arrow. No. Alright, the day is but an hour old when suddenly it begins to get darker. A ceiling of black... Oh, we're in Alaska. Okay. A ceiling of black cloud spreads across the sky, fed by billowing plumes of noxious gases that pour from the cracks and craters of the southern wastes. Violent electrical storms rage in these plumes, and the thunderous rumbling, like the glowing of an angry giant disturbed from sleep, echoes in the bowels of the lifeless earth. The redness in the clouds grows stronger, and this land beast flies westward. It fills the horizon, setting your pulse racing as you sense the Nungud Kor Adez, the chasm of fire that surrounds Helgadad, is the source of the scarlet glow. You correct your course, steering this land beast away to the north, and within minutes you catch your first glimpse of Arnak. It is a grim spectacle, a mass of huge steel buildings grouped haphazardly around the mouth of a frigid estuary, in turn by a defensive ring of spike-topped earthworks. Everything appears to be eaten by rust, aggravated by clouds of corrosive steam that arise from rivets of black water crisscrossing the ground. It strikes you as an uninhabitable place, yet its murky thoroughfares are teeming with thousands of gray-skinned creatures, all pulling or pushing great iron carts filled with ore. As this land beast speeds towards the city, you search for somewhere suitable to land. If you have the Magnified Discipline of Hunt Mastery and have reached this rank, yes I have. Yes I will. Using your Kai skill to magnify your vision and scan the buildings below, you see a maze of garbage-choked streets, rusting tenements, and squalid slave huts all bear the effects of corrosive atmosphere, except one building, which is situated near the center of the city. It is a tower, tall and unbent, its surface free from any sign of decay. Confident that you have found where the slave master resides. What? Where's that train of thought take you? Well, it's an untouched building. Obviously, the slave master's there.
Maybe you got a description of the building before you left?
No. It's not like slave masters are like really high up on the
Maybe
food
there's
chain.
a neon sign. Maybe the next paragraph will be there was a neon sign that blinked. Slave master.
You bring this land beast to land nearby. A Gaiak, his mouth hanging open in awe of your arrival, stands guard at the tower entrance. As you approach, he bows and stands aside, allowing you to enter the gloomy ground floor.
See, now that's respect. And now that's the 5th page turn you've had since we killed, what's-his-face, with the bow.
Kraken. Oh, yeah, the other guy. All right, so
yeah,
we're at 95%.
There we go.
A curved steel door slides shut, sealing the entrance and plunging the gloomy chamber into total darkness. Then a narrow column of yellow light pours onto your head, and a man's voice, loud and full of arrogance, shatters the silence. "What brings you here, Drakkar?" he booms, filling the chamber with resonating echoes. He speaks a curious dialect of Gaiac and sounds vaguely familiar. It is a dialect common in Magador, a border territory now occupied by the Darkland armies. "I seek the slave master, you answer. I have come from Agrazad to report the Summerland is burning." "This is welcome news indeed," comes the reply, in a tone far less severe. The steel door slides open, and your Gaiac escorts are dismissed. As it clangs shut behind them, the light grows brighter until you can clearly see the man to whom you have just spoken. Before you stands a magnificent warrior, tall and broad-shouldered, clad in purple satin and shiny steel mail. He holds you with his jade-green eyes and says, "I am the slave master." Oh, how fortunate for us to have found him so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
"Remove your mask, Drakkar, and reveal your true self." We have a picture of the slave master.
Excellent.
Looks rather intimidating.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
Alright. Your Kai senses tell you that he speaks the truth. He is this slave master of Arnak, and he has recognized the words that identify you as a fellow agent of the Elder Magi. But the many years he has spent as a servant of the Dark Lords has taught him to be wary of their subterfuge, and not until you remove your battle mask and he looks upon your unmistakably Summerlordine features does he accept you as genuine. "Long have I waited for this moment," he says quietly. "I know why you have come, and I will help you all I can." "But why?" you reply, now suspicious of his true motives. "Why do you desire to betray your masters? Have they not given you the power you crave?" "Aye, that they have, but at a grievous price. Since the war began, they have demanded that the foundries and ore pits of Arnak produce ever-increasing supplies of black steel. The quotas are impossible, and I fear the day is close when I will be of no more use to them. Ultimately, the Dark Lords destroy everything over which they have control: cities, lands, races, even their own kind. The Elder Magi have promised me sanctuary in return for my help, and help I shall, for my life is dependent on your success." Huh, well, I guess that
Neat.
makes sense. He smiles, amused by the irony of his situation. Then he bids you follow him to an adjoining chamber. "Come, you must prepare for your journey to the Black City."
Excellent. Now that's the last. That page turn that you're doing right now, and the previous one is tops us off.
We're at 100.
Yay!
Lose 18 endurance. Wait, no.
No.
That door was really hard to get through. You follow the slave master into a chamber filled with marvelous treasures, furniture, and rich trappings, which seem anachronistic? Sure.
Anachronistic.
Anachronistic. First, here in this foul city, he advises you take off your Drakkar armor and wear instead a hooded robe woven from a strange silver-gray material. He comments favorably on the golden amulet you wear, assuring you that its protection will be essential for your survival in Helgadad. As you are about to don the robe, he insists that you wear your backpack underneath it. The creature who donated this garment, albeit reluctantly, was tall but possessed a severely crooked spine. In order to gain entry to Helgadad, you must pretend to be this creature. The pack will help to complete your disguise.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah. You ask the identity of the creature and what has become of him. He was one of the Liganem, those who assist the I've been practicing this word for books now. Nadziranim. Sorcerers with their black arts, replies the slave master. This particular Liganim came here to Arnak to fetch a quarry of special grade ore from his master's experiments, but the unfortunate creature met with a fatal accident here in this very chamber. The trace of a smile on the slave master's face suggests that the accident may not have been quite so accidental. How am I to get into Helgadad, you ask, hoping he has planned for this as well. You will be told in good time, but first I must give you some other information which is vital to the success of your quest.
Okay.
The transfuser, which you must destroy to ensure the end of the Dark Lords, who are now outside the boundaries of this realm, is located in the uppermost chamber of the Tower of the Damned. You will find this tower in a part of the city known as the Imperial Sector. But be warned, this sector is the most heavily guarded area of the city, for it is here that Nag himself resides. The slave master takes a strange mask from a nearby table and offers it to you. It is made of a green glass-like mineral that is shaped into a hideous visage. Wear this always. It will keep safe your identity from any casual inspection. You accept the green mask, marked as a special item in your action chart. You need not to discard any other item for it.
Oh, good.
And listen carefully as the slave master continues his briefing.
Oh my. This is interesting.
Let me take a sip of my tasty beverage. Be on your guard at all times, he says solemnly. The lesser creatures of Helgadad are as a ruthlessly treacherous breed, forever preoccupied with their complex political intrigues. You will need to be doubly cunning if you are not to fall foul of their willful machinations. The robe you wear marks you as one of the Dark Lord Ganesh's minions. He is far away at present, leading his horde in distant Lyncia, but his absence will be of little help to you. Avoid all who wear robes of green and scarlet, for they are the followers of Zog and Taktal, Ganesh's closest rivals. But above all, avoid those who wear silver gray, the same color as yourself, for they know their own kind and are sure to see through your disguise.
Oh man, okay.
Okay, so what, like purple's okay?
I guess so. Orange.
Yeah. You get there, it's like everyone's wearing green, scarlet, or gray. Oh, what the hell?
Damn it!
There's only 3 lords here.
It's like someone started a new fashion trend and they didn't tell him.
He walks across the chamber and picks up a curious-looking device by which he is able to tell the time of day. Come, follow me. Now you will learn of how you are to breach the defenses of Helgadad. Alright, the slave master dons a mask that covers his nose and mouth, through which he is able to breathe safely the noxious air that swirls outside his tower. He takes you to the outskirts of Arnak in his personal chariot, to a vast open-cast quarry. This means the means of your transportation to Helgadad await you at the edge of the quarry's vast crater. Your jaw opens in amazement when you set eyes on the vehicle. It is gigantic, by far the largest vehicle you have ever seen on dry land. And this is a picture of the vehicle.
It's a... Oh, I was about to say it looks like a train, but it is definitely not a train.
No, and if you see the little people marching up it, you get an idea of how big it is.
Pretty big.
It's like a cruise ship. You know,
On land.
Yeah.
It's
From
the
hell.
land Titanic.
I don't think they have a piano bar in there, though. It is a Lajakeka, a stone taker, says the slave master, clearly amused by your odd reaction to this wheeled leviathan. It is filled with ore mined here at this crater. It is destined for the furnaces of Helgadad. You are to be a passenger on its return journey to the Black City. However, you will not be traveling alone. There are several Leganim and some others beside who will be fellow travelers. Be wary of them and remember all that I have said. Then he bids you farewell and watches as you climb the wide ramp that leads into the belly of the steel beast. Inside, it is not unlike a ship, with cabins for the travelers and crew, and interconnecting passages that service the vast cargo holds of the ore. Gaia crew allocate cabins at random, and once you are safely inside yours, you pull the drawbolt and try to make yourself comfortable on the unpadded steel bunk. Then the screech of metal on metal and the dull throbbing of your Lajakia's engines fills your ears. The bunk shudders and your pulse quickens. Your journey to Helgadad is underway. You have been traveling for less than an hour when you hear a knock on the cabin door. If you possess the Mandakai discipline of divination, I have, and I do. Your Kai skills enable you to detect the creature outside your cabin door possesses magical abilities. You also sense that he or she is not emanating an aura of hostility.
Okay, let's open her up.
Alright. Standing in the corridor outside is a slim, small, seemingly insignificant figure clad in a loose-fitting garment of plain emerald cloth. His...
Wait a second. Well, it was green and scarlet, right?
Yeah.
Is the combination of the two. Okay.
Wait. No. Green for Zog and scarlet for Tektaka.
Uh-oh. Okay.
His pinched and pallid face is of human proportion, and were it not for his pig-like snout and watery colorless eyes, he could easily pass for one of your species. Humble greetings, Kagath, he says in a syrupy sweet tone that makes your flesh crawl. "I bring the compliments of Bazdash-Vul, my worthy master. He invites you to join him in the gallery, where he is about to host the entertainment for this illustrious fellow passengers, to make their journey altogether less tiresome. Will you grace us with your presence, noble Kagrath? If you wish to accept the creature's invitation, or you decide to decline the invitation."
Decline.
Alrighty. The creature smiles, bows, and then shuffles away along the corridor, a quiet snickering sound issuing from his mouth as he makes his way towards the iron-rung staircase. You watch him disappear through the stairs, then you close and lock your cabin door. Tired and hungry, you must now eat a meal and lose 3 endurance points. I think we'll eat.
Yeah, we will. Holy crap.
What?
This game, this book, I call it, well, it's kind of like a game. This game book.
Uh-huh.
Man, animal control, god damn it. I'm just reading down.
After several hours, you awake to the sound of a loud click, barely audible above the increased din of the Laja Keka's engine, and at once you sense that your cabin door has just been closed. Swiftly you rise from the bunk and rush to the door, hoping to catch a glimpse of whoever or whatever gained access to your room where you sleep. If you possess the Magnikai discipline of animal control, I do not. Yay! An icy cold spike of fear stabs your heart when you feel something wet and slippery land on top of your head. Pick a number on the random number table. If you have completed the lower circle of light and Solaris, add 3 to the number you've picked. I do not have the lower circle of light. In fact, if I had the lower circle of light, I would have had animal control and I wouldn't even be here. So why are you just rubbing it into my face, aren't you?
Alright. Well, then let's just pretend we have it. Let's just pretend we have it for the random number generator.
Of course.
We have it. We're good.
Oh, it fell
thank
for
goodness.
Using your powerful Kai skills to the full, you manage to prise the hideous jelly-like creature from your head and hurl it to the floor. But no sooner has it hit the steel deck than it springs back at your face, forcing you to defend yourself. The creature's immune to mind blasts and psi surge. That's fine. We're already at it's got 10 endurance points. I think we'll be fine.
Watch it kills us.
Let's get it on. It's dead.
Sweet.
No hit points lost. Still shaking from the shock of this encounter, you examine the ghastly figure carefully, using the tip of your weapon to lift back its many folds of rubbery gray flesh. It is equipped with 2 sets of snake-like fangs, both of which ooze a sticky yellow fluid. Your senses tell you that this fluid is a deadly venom, capable of killing its victims in a matter of seconds. Whoever placed this plaque in your cabin was attempting to assassinate you. You flick the remains of the creature under your bunk. As you raise to your feet, you hear a loud, intermittent whistle sounding on the deck above. It is a signal that the Helghadat has been sighted by lookouts. With your heart pounding at the thought of seeing the Dark Lord's most infamous stronghold for the first time, you leave your cabin and ascend to the level above. If I remember correctly, just so you know, if you had gone out, I think you would have gone to like a gladiatorial arena and you could have bet on who would win.
Oh, that's interesting. I just figured I'd avoid the enemies, and it sounds like it was a decent idea.
I agree. Actually, I do think that one was like one of those haha we tricked you, because I think if you go nothing happens, but if you don't they try and assassinate you. But still, you played the smart decision.
Yeah, you gotta just play how I feel.
With trepidation, you peer through the. You know what? No, because this is the rule of fun. And I haven't done that in a while, and I'd like to see if you win or not. We are going to also just pretend that after that we decide to not stay in our bunk, because obviously they know where we are. So we're going to go indulge ourselves.
Okie doke.
Yeah, this is it. I've done this once before. I've done this a couple times before where I'll go through an alternative path as well, just to add some excitement to it. It's my book.
Sure. Yeah, it's your book. You do it.
So that's the deal. We decide, okay, obviously someone's trying to kill me. They know where I am here. I'm going to go where they don't know I am. It makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
As you follow the creature down the corridor, Right, oh, yeah. Well, it should have said this either way. He called us Kagath, so we have to make note of that. His name
Our
is
name
Kagath.
is Kagath. Yeah.
A strange scene awaits you in the large cylindrical chamber that is the gallery. At the center of the steel hall used by the Logic's passengers, Logicacus passengers, as a meeting place and gambling den. There is a square pit some 15 feet deep. On tiered seats that encircle the pit sits a motley group of creatures, some of whose features you recognize. Liganim, Nadziranim, Gaiac Ore Masters, and a dozen or so whose origins are a mystery to you. They are all cheering or bawling obscenities at two bulky pit fighters who are locked in hand-to-hand combat below. The fight ends abruptly with the beheading of one combatant, and the pit is cleared quickly, whilst old bets are claimed and new ones laid on the next bout. Into the gore-stained pit step two new fighters, an orange-skinned reptilian armed with a spiked club, and a blue-skinned humanoid wielding a ball and chain. Gaiac crew pass along the tiers collecting bets. One of them appears at your side and tugs your sleeve. Aknark Gug, he growls, waving a pad of orange and blue slips of hide as he tries to tempt you to place a bet. If you have any Kika and wish to bet, we do have
We have
90 Kika because we got 30 and we got 60.
Yeah.
So we have 90 Kika or 9 gold crowns. If you bet on the pit fighters, do you want to bet on them?
Yeah, sure, of course. That's why we're
here's
here.
a picture so
Gamble.
you can take a look at your champion.
Interesting.
Which one do you think? Which you going for?
You know what? I'm gonna go with the blue guy with the ball and chain.
The sumo wrestler guy?
Yeah.
Alrighty then. What do you got against reptiles?
Nothing, but I don't know. I'm just going with a hunch.
You nod your willingness to bet on the fight. How much? We have 90.
You know
The
what?
minimum bet is 10. Okay, hang on. Let me read that. Firstly, decide how many Kika you wish to bet. The crowns or loon may not be used in lieu of Kika in this instance, of course. We have 90. Your minimum bet is 90. On the outcome, note this figure in the margin. Then decide whether you wish to stake your money on the orange-skinned reptilian or the blue-skinned humanoid. If the fighter you have chosen wins the combat, you will receive winnings equal to double the amount of Kika you staked. Should your fighter lose the combat, you will lose all you stake. So between 10 and 90.
You know what? Let's go with 50. A little bit more than half.
Okay, so 50.
So if we lose, we still have 40 left. So in case we really need it, we'll be okay.
So 50 on the blue-skinned humanoid.
50 on blue.
All right, let's do this. Watch like either one you choose, they lose.
Bastards.
Once the bets have been collected, all eyes turn to the pit master, who will strike the gong and begins the combat. But the combat is over before it officially begins. The orange-skinned creature suddenly springs at his opponent and slams his spiky club down on the unprotected skull, killing him instantly. The crowd hoots with glee as the beast's display of low cunning. That's not fair. And despite some loud protests by who, like you, bet on the humanoid, the pitmaster reluctantly declares the reptilian the winner. But that's not fair.
Yeah, I don't think they care about the fairness of this. No, not crowns. Don't lower the crowns.
No.
Why are you lowering the crowns?
Well, I just marked it as a hang on.
Oh, the equivalent of crowns. Oh, I see. Okay.
So we have 40.
You brought it down by
left.
5, right?
So let's put this back down to 20, and let's put this up to 40, so that we.
Yeah, have a difference.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
Well, crap. Good job, Inferno.
That's gambling. Oh, that's gambling for you. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Once more, the pit is cleared, and the spectators settle down to enjoy another round of vicious hand-to-hand fighting. The next two combatants are poised to enter the ring, and in light of what has happened previously, they both decided to ignore the gong and tear into each other as soon as their holding cage doors slide open.
Nice.
Bets are about to be placed when the sound of a loud, intermittent whistle interrupts the proceedings, a sign that you are in Helgadad, so we're going to go up, leave the pit, and join them.
Cool. So now we're back to where we started.
Right.
Okay.
So we just had a little extra adventure.
Yeah. Yay.
With trepidation, you peer through the thick and grimy glass of the whole porthole and gaze upon the awesome spectacle that is Helgadad. Perched upon an isle of granite at the center of a vast fiery chasm stands the mighty city fortress, the very core of a cancer that threatens to infect and destroy all that is good in Magnamund. Great walls of black steel encircle it, giving rise to 1,000 spiky towers and turrets which harbor the masters and minions of darkness. Above the city hovers a seething pall of black smoke that keeps it forever in shadow. fed by the fumes from the volcanic craters of the Nagazagaza, whatever. This cloud is made all the more noisome by the foul discharges of the Nadziranim laboratories and weapon furnaces, and the hellish breeding pits at the base of the chasm. Irregularly, the darkness is lit by fireballs that seem to form spontaneously among the black vapors. They spin and soar above the city like demonic meteors before exploding or simply melting away in a rain of sparks. A bridge of twisted black steel joins Helgadad in the wastelands beyond, and as the Lajakeka slowly grinds its way across the span, you look down into the fiery depths of the Ningud Kor Adez, the Lake of Blood, and your courage quails at the terrible sight that meets your gaze.
Oh, yeah, if any place has a thing called the Lake of Blood, you know it's not a fun place to vacation to.
No, probably has some signs that said, don't swim there.
Yeah.
You know, I just realized I was absolutely right. If you had ignored your instinct, or would have been my instinct, and accepted the creature's invitation, nothing would have happened to you.
Yeah.
Oh,
just gotta find how that is. Oh, well.
1,000 feet below, at the heart of the chasm, a seething carpet of nightmare shapes crawl and slither amid rivers of molten rock. They appear to your horrified eyes to be writhing in perpetual agony, and your psychic senses confirm that this is the case. It is their pain, not their bodies, that feed this raging sea of supernatural flame.
Oh.
The gates of the Black City open, and the Laja Keka passes into this terrible realm of evil, along a vast avenue of steel, flanked by buildings of hellish grandeur and purpose. You can see red flames glaring at peaked Gothic windows, and innumerable barred gates that appear like a grinning jaws of dragons. At length the vehicle grinds to a halt at a place where a huge chute burrows deep into the ground. The crew make preparations to unload their cargo directly into the funnel-shaped hole, whilst you and the other passengers disembarked. With fear running ice-cold in your veins, you scan the fire-swept street and notice that all the passengers are scurrying towards a tunnel. If you wish to follow them and enter the tunnel, or if you wish to avoid them and the tunnel and prefer to explore the street.
I'm gonna follow them and enter the tunnel.
Alrighty. The walls of the tunnel shimmer with reddish reflections as though somewhere it is in its unknown depths a great fire is blazing. With the fear of being caught making your heart pound in your chest, you look around you, taking in every detail of your surroundings. One thing you notice immediately is that the other Liganim all move with a pronounced limp. You take care to copy this strange irregular gait in order not to attract suspicion.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. None appears to show you any undue interest until you reach a semicircular chamber at the tunnel's end. There the passengers split up and enter numerous smaller passages that burrow beneath the city in all directions. One group, however, remains in the chamber. They huddle close together and whisper among themselves while casting glances at you. Oh, yay. If you possess the Magna discipline of Hunt Mastery and have reached the Kai rank of Archmaster.
Maybe they have a crush on us and they're just too nervous to say.
That's what it is. You're going to get some nice flowers in your locker.
There you go.
With a note that says, I heart you.
Or do you like me? Yes, no, or maybe.
Using your advanced Kai skills, you focus your hearing on what is being said by the suspicious-looking group. To your dismay, you hear them plotting to ambush and kill you. They are followers of the Dark Lord Taktal, arch-rival of Dark Lord Ganesh, whose colors you are wearing. They plan to murder you in retaliation for their death of one of their own, who was poisoned by Ganesh's minions. You watch them out of the corner of your eye, and as soon as they turn away their heads, you hurry into a tunnel that has been avoided by the other passengers. The speed of your action catches the group by surprise. None of them sees which tunnel you take, and you escape with ease.
Oh, excellent.
Yay! Oh, maybe not so excellent.
Oh.
The tunnel grows darker and dirtier the further down it you venture. You are beginning to suspect that you have entered an abandoned passage when the unmistakable stench of decaying meat wafts past you on a sulphurous breeze. Then two misshapen creatures loom out of the darkness, and your stomach churns at the sight of their hideously swollen faces. Their eyes are slits, the lids sewn down against the putrid flesh of their cheeks by lengths of coarse black thread. Yum.
Gross.
They stagger towards you, their hooked claws scrabbling the air, and their long snake-like tongues flickering from their lipless mouths as hungrily they savor the scent of your flesh. Then we have a picture
Not
of
my
them.
flesh.
Yes, your flesh.
No, I don't want.
Oh, look at them.
No.
They're hugging each other
No, no.
and trying to kill you at the same time.
It's adorable and horrible.
Helgadad ghouls. Combat skill 23, endurance 22. They're immune to Mind Blast and Psy Surge. If you possess a Summer Sword and wish to use it.
No,
Sure?
no. So, I'm pretty sure, dude. We're right in the heart of the enemy. We're not bringing that thing out until we absolutely.
But look at them
have to.
claws. Them claws.
Mm-hmm.
They only have a combat skill of 23. Who would want to use a Summer Sword?
It's true. I'm
Well,
wondering
whatever.
if we should use our new little black sword though. It gives us a bit of a bonus.
Why?
Oh wait, no, we already beat them
Yeah.
by like 11 though.
We're
Never
already
mind.
past the max we could. So,
Never mind.
yeah, good job. Let's do that one. Okay, so start combat.
Okay.
They're down to 22. We're down to 39. They're down to 13. We're down to 36. They're dead. We took 5 damage. They took more damage than I was expecting.
They had a bit of a fight in them.
I guess so. Alright, we win combat. Quickly, you continue along the tunnel, anxious to put some distance between yourself and the bodies of your foes. You have covered less than 100 yards when the tunnel splits. One passage slopes gently towards the other, towards the other, steeply upwards. You wish to go downwards or upwards?
Upwards.
Alright. The passage services a staircase that ascends to the surface. You climb the stairs and emerge in a gloomy square flanked by 4 tower walls. If you possess the Magnified Discipline of Divination and have reached the rank of Archmaster. Yes?
Yep.
Yes, I have. At once, you sense that you have stumbled into an area of the city that is the domain of Dark Lord Taktal and his followers. Yay!
Wait a second. That's one of the guys who hates us. Isn't
Uh-huh.
it? Oh no! All right.
Awesome! You scan the shadows and windows and notice several pairs of watchful eyes regarding you with naked hatred. Slowly, you back away from the square. I just have this image of slowly backing up. Don't
And then
move too
making a run
suddenly.
for it.
Yeah. But you have taken less than a dozen steps when a line of creatures begins to emerge from the doorway to your right. They growl menacingly, their feral eyes aglow with bloodlust. Pick a number on the random number table. If you've completed the lower circle of Solaris, which I have, add 4 to the number you've picked. 2 plus 4. Yay!
Oh, we do have that.
Yes. The
Wow,
only one
that
we don't
came in
have.
handy.
Yeah, the only one we don't have is the Circle of Light.
There you go.
You escape
Sweet.
from the enemy and hide in a narrow alley where you wait in silence. When you are sure that you are not being followed, you continue through the streets of this evil metropolis. The way ahead is lit momentarily by an exploding fireball that showers the sector of the city with a rain of sparkling cinders. In the brief light of the explosion, you now see that the street along which you are walking is a cul-de-sac that ends abruptly at a square tower. A creature, its face and body enveloped in a shroud-like robe, stands guard at the entrance of this ponderous building. Clutching in its vulture-like claws a stave of iron that cackles with a magical blue flames. The sound of howling screams echoes in the darkness behind you, warning you that you are being pursued. Rather than turn and face your pursuers, you decide to take refuge in the tower, but to do so you must first deal with the guard. If you have a bow and wish to use it,
Yeah, let's use the bow. Let's kind of get going. Also, before we start this whole combat thing, which I'm assuming this is, we've gained 3 hit points since we've been wounded.
yay! Back up to 95%. Quickly, you draw an arrow from your quiver and set its notch to your bowstring. The light of the fireball explosion has long since faded in the gloom, and you find it difficult to pinpoint the target with great accuracy. Pick a number on the random number table and add any missile bonuses which you are entitled. If you possess the Magnified Discipline of Hunt Mastery and have reached the rank of Archmaster, add 3 points to your total. So, 3 for this, 3 because we have Weapon Mastery, and 3 because we have the Silver Bow. So we get to add 9 to whatever we choose.
Oh, good.
So as long as we don't get 0.
We're gonna get 0.
6.
Oh no, never mind.
Not bad, not
Sweet,
bad.
10 or more.
Whew. Okay then.
Sweet. Time to snipe this thing, I hope.
Your arrow flies straight and true, hitting the creature squarely in the head and killing him instantly. The cries of your pursuers are growing louder, so you shoulder your bow and quickly beneath your robe and run towards the entrance of the tower. Okay, so let's see. We have 3 arrows because I forgot to subtract the one for the
3
spine
arrows.
shot.
Oh,
So yeah, not a bad snipe job.
yeah, pretty good.
You stoop over the body of the dead guard and search quickly through the pockets of his robe. They contain 2 items, a black key and a black cube. If you possess the Magnified discipline of divination, which we do,
Yes.
you recognize the black cube to be a Nadzin power crystal, an explosive device that can only be activated by the creatures of the Darklands. Were you to take this item, it is possible that it could detonate and kill you at any time.
Oh.
You may still risk taking the black cube if you wish.
No. No, I don't want to take the thing that will detonate me and that we can't even activate it.
Are you sure the footnote says you can?
No.
Do you want the key?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm assuming that's what the continues for.
Yeah. You pause long enough to drag the dead guard's body into the shadows, then slip quietly into the tower. I don't ever mark keys because we can remember we have that key or not.
Yeah.
A semicircular passageway opens onto a hall where a wide steel staircase descends to a torchlit passage. Cautiously you proceed, poised to react to the slightest sound. You hear nothing. The stair in the passage beyond is apparently deserted.
Also, we have now healed up since we've been out of combat, because that's at least 2.
Alright. You follow the passage for nearly an hour before you happen upon something that rises your flagging spirits. At a junction with 2 other tunnels, your eye is drawn to a large emblem that has been chiseled skillfully out of the granite wall. It is a depiction of a snake's skull with 2 fly-like eyes surrounded by a circle of fire. At once you recognize this carving. It is the personal emblem of the Dark Lord Nag.
Ah.
Haha, you study
That
the
was
sign.
that picture that we saw when he was trying to communicate.
Yes, you study the sign. It must mark the start of a tunnel that leads to the Imperial sector of the city. With your pulse racing, you set off along the torchlit tunnel. You have not gone very far when you see that it ends in a large steel door guarded by 2 monstrous creatures clad in heavy plate mail. A smaller door appears to your left, and as you draw level with it, you reach out to turn its handle. The door is locked. If you possess the black key...
Yeah, we just got it.
Yeah. You insert the key and twist it. The lock clicks and the door swings open silently to reveal a stunning sight. A large, low-ceiling room lies beyond, filled with colossal tanks of glass that bubble and seethe with all manner of sorcerous fluids. Glass tubes loop and contort in curious shapes, connecting the tanks and enabling their contents to flow from one to another. The air is heavy with the stench of acids